Okay. So playing small, that is going to delay your purpose. All right. And in you delaying your purpose, by you not stepping into your full power, that's going to cause procrastination. That's going to delay impact to not only yourself in the work that you're here to do, but others. Because we all have people who are assigned to us. We all have people who we are here to help, to be the messenger for. And we delay their progress when we don't step into our true power. When we play it small, that causes us to attract low-level relationships. Playing small attracts people who are, again, comfortable with you not shining your light. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You know that there are some people who would prefer for you to be dim. They would prefer for you to not be the light that others need. And if you were to step into that power, it would cause a problem. Huge arguments. They may disappear from your life, right? So if you don't have people around you, if you don't have people around you challenging you, pushing you, right? They're not your people. So that means when you play it small, you're surrounding yourself by people who are allowing themselves to be mediocre. That's not for you. Not for you, not you guys that are here on this live, in the Zoom. You need to surround yourself with people who are going to help you grow into your full potential. Not feel jealous by the work that you are doing. Right? You can't elevate your life while holding on to old connections that don't serve you, relationships that aren't helping you progress. Right? So playing small is a problem. And God will remove those, right? Who will not see. If you don't remove them, eventually God will. Because if you have a purpose here, if you got work to do, and others are getting in that way of that, yeah, God's going to remove them. But in the meantime, in between time, you wasting time playing it small, right? Playing it small, it actually impacts your abundance, believe it or not. Because abundance doesn't follow hesitation. Abundance follows alignment. So we don't need success, we need alignment. Abundance follows alignment. You cannot receive overflow if your mindset is stuck in survival mode. If you are unfulfilled. And when I say overflow, I mean overflow in all aspects of your life. Right? When you play it small, say you had a business, say you wanted to have a business, right? Playing small, that's going to cause you to undercharge, overgive. And if you're here to help the masses with mind work and all of that, be a mentor, leader, coach, or anything like that, that could lead to burnout. Playing it small causes you to undercharge your work. Playing small causes you to overgive. Playing small causes burnout. So you weren't meant to just come here and pay the bills and die. That's not what you came here to do. You did not come here just to work and die. You were born to create wealth in all aspects of your life. All aspects of your life. I always encourage my people to get into alignment with their divine purpose, because your gifts are currency. Your gifts are currency. Why do you think you have certain gifts? They're not just hobbies. You have something that you can do way better than the average. You have some things that you are passionate about. And if you don't know what you're passionate about, you need to get out there and determine what that is. I can't express enough how much playing small has caused, or I've seen it over and over and over again through the people that I help, how playing small causes such burnout, emotional burnout for number one. You're tired. You're doing way too much for everybody. You're doing all these other things, but it's out of alignment with what you really should be doing. So imagine me fighting every day to not teach this stuff. Imagine me just going to a regular hotel job, right? Which I used to work at hotels starting at 19. I was in the hotel business for quite some time. And then I did corporate housing and things like that. But imagine if I was still at the hotel and I was literally suppressing this work that I've been doing here on TikTok for 3 years, mindset work. Do you know how many people that would have impacted by me not doing my work? So it would have been way more exhausting to be at the damn hotel every single day, not living in my purpose. That would have been way more exhausting than doing the work that I've been doing, right? It's like the burnout is your soul saying, I am done. This is not for me. Like, I am not done. I'm done. Because living below your potential is a constant emotional fight. It is a constant emotional fight. Think about it. We live paycheck to paycheck. Going to a job that we don't like. We're doing all these things that are underserving our true purpose. You're not telling me that you're not dealing with that emotionally every single day or almost every single day. You get what I'm saying? That becomes the emotional fight when we're playing it small, when we're not in a divine alignment. And rest is not going to fix it. Rest cannot fix that emotional alignment. That emotional burnout. That emotional burnout is from you not being in divine alignment with your true purpose, and you're playing it small. You think rest is gonna take care of that? It's not. It is not. Okay. So rest won't fix what alignment is meant to heal. So playing it small, also I've seen over time causes inner conflict. I haven't seen better examples of inner conflict going on within self when people are playing it small. Because you feel like an imposter because you haven't fully stepped into you. So here you are fighting with you. I've never seen anything more crazy. I've done it my damn self. It's like I have the power, right? But yet, like, I'm sitting up here arguing with self. How does that make sense? The real you is like screaming for like permission to step into that new identity. But your fear is over here winning. The fear is over here overpowering the new identity that you want to step into. And what's crazy is your body, the cells, every cell in your body knows when you are playing small. every cell in your body knows when you are playing small. And that internal chaos comes from when you are living out of sync with your truth. When you are living out of sync with your truth, let that sit. Internal chaos. How many times have we been fighting with self? You know what you're supposed to do, but you're not doing. You feel guilty. You feel some type of way because you're not doing the things that you want to do. You have these fears and all this internal conflict. All because we're playing small. And it's not confusion. You can make yourself think that you're confused, but it ain't confusion, baby. Nah, it's not confusion. You're just avoiding the decision, that would honestly really change everything. Stepping into your full potential, not playing small, knowing your worth, right? Knowing your worth. I've seen people that play small miss out on opportunities because they're too busy being fearful. They're too busy overthinking shit. They're too busy worried, oh, that's too much. I can't do that, or things like that. They're too busy focused on the wrong things. So they miss out on opportunities. Doors don't just open when you're ready. They open when you're in position. Now, are you going to walk through the door or not? And those delays cost you more than you think. Yes, that opportunity had your name on it. But because you're sitting up there, not wanting to step into your full potential, you're missing opportunities. So it's not always about being ready. That's what I'm saying. You got to be willing to take it's not always about feeling like you're ready. I got to feel like I'm ready. I got to do this first. I've heard so many people say, oh, when I do this, then I'll do this. Not knowing that, as much as I say, you must be that what you desire. Like you have to do it. You have to be it now. You have to step into the identity now. It doesn't have to make sense all the time. You're going with the flow of that identity. So if opportunities don't just show up when you're ready, that means that they show up when you're in the position to take advantage of the opportunity. Because even if it is viewed as some so-called failure, it's a lesson. You get what I'm saying? You learn something. You get the opportunity to learn something. So every time you say not yet, you're telling the universe you ain't available. You ain't available. Call back, universe. Call back another time. And closed mouths don't get fed. Closed energy does not get favor. No. Closed energy does not. This is why I tell people try to manifest love. They will affirm, but your heart is closed. Your heart is closed. How do you think you're going to manifest the love? You will not. Okay? And God ain't going to force you. We have free will. We have free will here. That's the beautiful thing about life. But if you don't learn it, you will come back. You will be back. You will be back. Okay. Playing it small, I've seen people compare themselves. That comparison, ooh, that's a horrible, horrible way to start doubting yourself. It's a horrible, horrible way to get yourself off your rocker, baby. Because you don't know what journey other people have had to endure. And when you're comparing, it's like you are disconnected from who you are and what you got going on. What's the comparison for? There could never be a comparison. Not even identical twins walk the exact same journey. Because they both have their own identical, individual thoughts. I don't care how identical you are. You still got your own damn mind. You still gonna perceive things through your way. So someone else's win, right, or what they're doing does not delay anything that you got going on. It doesn't have anything to do with you and your journey. When it comes to the end all be all, but you doubting yourself does. You comparing yourself does, right? Yeah, absolutely. That's going to absolutely impact your journey. That's going to send you down a different road. You were headed up. Now you got the self-doubt popping in. Now you headed left. You was headed up. Now you headed left. All because you want to compare. Playing it small causes you to compare yourself to others. And that's never necessary. Unless you are using it for your benefit. It's a beautiful thing to look at others for inspiration, but not to down ourselves, especially when we don't know other people's journey. Right? So, and remember, especially because social media is prevalent, right? People post what the hell they want to post. People show you what the hell they want to show you. Don't get fooled out here. Huh? You can't scroll your way into self-worth. That's going to come from within. And it's never going to come through comparison. And we should never be feeling some type of way about somebody who's doing the work that we could do ourselves. You're watching them live the life that you're too scared to just put forth the effort to do. Right? Okay. I eventually had to do that because my ass was like, I ain't getting on TikTok. And yet here I am seeing people relaying their messages, doing their teaching. Right? We're all on our own journey. Okay? So we're here to write our own chapters, write our own books, utilize people for inspiration. I don't care who they are. They could be the damn garbage person. They could be a homeless person. They could be someone, a celebrity. It doesn't matter. Using them for inspiration, not comparison. Okay? Playing it small is going to cause you to not trust yourself. Right? You obviously ain't trusting yourself, basically. Because if you're playing it small causes you, that's like training yourself to distrust your own intuition. Because if opportunities come up and you know you should be making moves, but you got fear popping in, now you're telling yourself up because you don't take action. You're telling yourself up. Don't trust yourself when things come up. If you keep second guessing your yes, right? That's because your identity hasn't caught up with your power. Remember, I told you guys that there is going to be a time frame. There's going to be a delay in your identity shifts, right? And that's that in-between time, right? That second guessing, that all of that, those fears. So which way do you lean? You lean towards the new identity. Okay. And you'll never, ever, ever, ever feel secure until you learn to trust your own voice. Right? Because why? If you don't believe in you, no one else is. If you don't believe in you, no one else is. We don't have time to play it small. You must be your first and best advocate, first and best cheerleader. Or else you're going to end up repeating cycles. And this is another thing that I see people who play it small do. They repeat damn cycles because they're not learning, or they're too fearful to step out of situations. See, if the faces keep changing, right? You will know. If the faces keep changing, but the lesson is the same, or that energy is still the same, it's you that needs to shift. Trust me when I say this. Been there, so I can talk about you. If the faces keep changing, but the lesson remains the same, it is you that needs to shift. So a lot of people think that the healing ends when you understand what's going on. No, no, and no. The healing ends when you stop participating in the cycle, when you stop participating in the trauma and all of that stuff. When you stop participating, that's when the healing begins. When you step out of that toxic relationship. Oh, yeah, that's when your healing begins, baby. You could be in that toxic relationship for 10 years and know it's not right. No, it's not for you. No, you should leave. But that you ain't doing no healing knowing that. But you will begin that healing when you get up out of there. You make one step forward out of there. Huh. Healing is being invoked. Healing for sure. You understand? So this is very important. Right? Because what you don't reset, you repeat. What you don't reset, you repeat. Let that sink in. What you don't reset, you repeat. So cycles, if you will, cycles are broken through action, not awareness. Action, not awareness. And again, I talk about this, that's the program. You ain't cursed, you're conditioned. And I know they've told us enough now. They've done enough studies to show us that trauma is transferred through the eggs and through the sperm. Those generational curses are real in the sense that it is passed through you genetically. Some of them. Some of them are your own things that you come here and you're here to learn, that you develop yourself. And so through those patterns, it is up to you to break out of those cycles in order to level up, continue to evolve. Not play it small, right? You want to play it small, stay in the cycle. You're remaining the same. You keep seeing the same, you're remaining the same, right? So if you want to grow, you got to break out of that cycle and evolve. Because when you play it small, I know that's when I was experiencing my most spiritual frustration. Because the divine is saying go, right? The higher self is like, this is what you need to be doing. This is some stuff that you need to do, right? But the ego is like, no, wait. Later, maybe next year. I got to do this work first. All of that. And so that's a problem. People will start getting mad at God. People will start because things aren't working out where you are because that's not where you're supposed to be. Number one, you didn't move where you was told to move to. You're not doing the work that you was told that you needed to come here and do. And then people will be wondering about the connection with the divine. Well, you ignored the divine. You started being disobedient. That's called spiritual dryness. Spiritual dryness. And that comes when you stop following divine instructions. You don't need more signs. You need to surrender. Let that sink in. No, you don't need more signs. Oh God, just send me a sign. Oh God, just send me. Nah, you don't need more signs. You need to surrender. Because how are you going to receive the next level of your calling if you're hiding in your comfort? Right? So this is a problem. We're not playing it small. We don't have time for that. That's not what you came here to do. You came here with purpose. You came here on a mission. You came here to help others. Yes, you did. You came here to be an example to others, to be a messenger to others. And it is your duty, your responsibility to not play it small. There's a reason why you are in divine alignment with me. And I with you. It's because we have work to do. So we can't afford to play it small here. Not when your spirit is so big. All right, guys. So I am